Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into a collection of US 5 cents from different years. First up, we've got the 1994 USA 5 cent, followed by the 2000 design, then the 2015 version with its unique style, the 2017 5 cents, and wrapping things up with the sleek 2023 design. Let's take a closer look at these fascinating coins and what makes each of them stand out. In 1994, the United States Mint introduced a 5-cent coin that would go on to captivate both casual collectors and seasoned numismatists alike. To understand why the 1994 nickel became a focus of attention, we need to explore the political, social, and economic context of that time. The 1990s were a transformative decade for the U.S., as the country emerged from the Cold War era and entered into a new phase of globalization and technological advancement. The world of coinage, too, was undergoing significant shifts, and the 1994 nickel would reflect those changes in more ways than one. The 1994 nickel was part of the ongoing tradition of the Jefferson nickel, which had been first introduced in 1938. Its design had been remarkably consistent over the decades, featuring the profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. The coin's design had become iconic over time, representing both the personal legacy of Jefferson as well as the architectural grandeur of Monticello, a symbol of American heritage. But by 1994, the nickel's design was not without its critiques and calls for change. While the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for over 5 decades, the debate about whether it was time for a new design or a redesign of the classic imagery was becoming more pronounced. However, the Mint chose to keep the design unchanged, and so the 1994 nickel featured the same Jefferson portrait and the Monticello reverse, making it consistent with earlier versions from the 1980s and 1990s. But what really sets the 1994 nickel apart from others of its era? Well, one significant factor was the minting process and the way the U.S. Mint addressed the growing demand for coins while maintaining a certain level of quality. The production of coins in 1994 was marked by increasing efficiency, with millions of coins being minted across the country. While most nickels from 1994 were produced in large quantities, some were struck with minting errors, making them of particular interest to collectors. The 1994 nickel is particularly notable for its involvement in a significant error, which would later go on to captivate collectors. These error coins, which were produced by mistake, can be highly valuable. Double strikes, off-center strikes, and other imperfections often make the coin more appealing to collectors looking for rare and unique pieces. The 1994 nickel's minting errors became one of the main reasons for the coin's significant value on the secondary market. The 1994 coin was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, and millions of these coins were circulated. However, even though they were produced in such high quantities, their quality varied. Coins from special sets, like proof coins, were produced with much higher quality standards, making them rare and valuable over time. Coins from proof sets are often characterized by their mirrored backgrounds and frosted details, which make them stand out compared to regular circulation coins. These high-quality versions of the 1994 nickel became more appealing to collectors who valued pristine, untouched coins. Now, let's dive into the value of the 1994 5-cent coin. While a standard 1994 nickel from circulation is worth only 5 cents, there are certain versions of the coin that have gained a lot of attention in the marketplace. The value of these coins can fluctuate, but a 1994 nickel in pristine condition, or one with a unique error, can fetch significantly more. For example, a 1994 nickel with a double die error or other unique minting anomalies can be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. The highest valued 1994 nickels in recent years have reached impressive amounts, especially when sold through reputable auction houses or specialized numismatic dealers. In some cases, the value of a 1994 nickel has exceeded $132,000 for the most sought-after coins with rare errors. It's an incredible figure considering the coin's original face value of just 5 cents. So why does this particular coin hold such a high value? Beyond the minting errors, it's the rarity and the scarcity of well-preserved specimens that drive its value. For numismatists, a coin like this is more than just currency, it's a piece of history, a snapshot of American life in the 1990s, and a tangible link to the past. Collectors also tend to focus on coins that are harder to come by, and when the 1994 nickel enters the market in limited quantities, the demand for these pieces increases, driving up their prices. As time moves on, the 1994 nickel, much like other coins from this era, is expected to appreciate in value. Collectors who are diligent in searching for well-preserved, error-free coins may be rewarded down the line, especially as the supply of these coins diminishes. And while the value of the 1994 nickel may fluctuate in the future, its place in the history of American numismatics is already solidified. As we move into the 2005-cent coin, we enter the new millennium, a time of change and innovation not just in technology, but in the world of numismatics as well. The year 2000 marked the dawn of a new century, and this coin holds a special place in history. The U.S. Mint continued the tradition of striking the Jefferson nickel, a design that had endured for decades. However, the turn of the century ushered in a new era of interest in the country's coinage, and as a result, collectors were keeping a keen eye on the changes and shifts occurring in the world of U.S. currency. The 2000 nickel is part of the long-standing Jefferson Nickel series, which has been circulating since 1938. However, despite being part of this classic series, the 2000 coin was notable for several reasons. One significant change was that it was produced at a time when minting technology was continuing to evolve, and this had an impact on both the quantity and the quality of the coins being produced. In terms of its design, the 2005-cent coin did not see any major changes. The obverse still featured the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and the reverse showcased Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. However, the quality of the strike and the slight variations in the way the coins were produced in 2000 led to some coins standing out more than others. It is important to note that, during the late 1990s and early 2000s, the minting process began to experience some changes in terms of how coins were struck, how they were distributed, and how they interacted with collectors. For the 2000 nickel, the shift in technology meant that more coins were being produced in more efficient ways, but that also meant that some coins were struck with varieties and errors that would become highly sought after by collectors. Minting variations and errors. One of the reasons why the 2000 nickel stands out in the world of coin collecting is due to the errors and varieties that were produced in that year. Much like the 1994 nickel, the 2005-cent coin became famous for having some off-center strikes, double dies, and even mismatched designs on occasion. These errors, while unintentional, have become some of the most valuable pieces in the world of numismatics. The 2000 double die nickel, for instance, is one of the most highly coveted error coins among collectors. A double die error occurs when the coin dies, the metal stamps used to strike the coin are misaligned, causing the design to appear twice or with additional, overlapping details. These kinds of errors create extremely rare coins that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, a 2000 nickel with a double die error can fetch prices far above the standard 5-cent value. Depending on its condition, a nickel with such an error could be worth as much as $120,000 to $130,000. And in the case of a coin that has impeccable condition or has been certified by professional grading services like NGC or PCGS, the value can soar even higher, potentially reaching over $150,000 or more. But errors aren't the only factor that drives the value of a 2000 nickel. For those who are collecting based on condition, a 2000 nickel in pristine uncirculated condition, especially one from a special proof set or uncirculated mint set, can also fetch a decent premium. Proof coins are struck multiple times with specially polished dies, resulting in a coin with a smooth, mirrored surface and crisp, sharp details. These coins are typically produced in small quantities, making them more appealing to serious collectors. Minting details and distribution. The 2005-cent coin was minted at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of the coins, but Denver Mint strikes are often seen as slightly more valuable due to the lower production numbers for that facility in certain years. It is also worth noting that during the late 1990s and early 2000s, coin collectors began focusing more on mint marks, which are the small letters P, D, S, that indicate where the coins were minted. In terms of circulation and how the 2000 nickel was used, millions of these coins entered everyday circulation, where they were exchanged for goods and services. However, their significance to collectors and investors was not lost on those who recognized the value in keeping certain coins in mint condition. This was the era when the collecting world began to embrace the idea that well-preserved, high-quality coins, whether errors or not, had a greater potential for long-term value. And it wasn't just about finding rare errors. The 2000 nickel was also seen as an important coin from the era as it was part of the transitional period of the 21st century. Value of the 2000 nickel. When it comes to the value of the 2005-cent coin, there are several factors that contribute to how much a coin could be worth. For a regular coin in average circulated condition, the value is, of course, only 5 cents, its face value. But for a 1994 nickel in excellent condition or with minting errors, the value can increase dramatically. As mentioned earlier, some of the highly sought-after varieties, such as the double die error, can fetch a price range of $120,000 to $130,000, and in extremely rare cases, up to $150,000 or more. Proof sets, especially from the U.S. Mint's limited-run uncirculated sets, have a higher value as well. Like the 1994 nickel, the 2005-cent coin has shown an increase in value over time, and it is expected to continue to appreciate as more collectors become aware of the varieties and errors associated with it. As with any collectible coin, its market price is influenced by demand, the rarity of the specific variety, and its condition. As we move to the 2015 5-cent coin, we step into a period of transition for American numismatics. The world of coin collecting had already witnessed several key changes, but the 2015 nickel marked a continuation of a long-standing tradition with its own unique significance. While the Jefferson nickel design remained constant, by 2015 the coin had grown to represent more than just a circulating piece of currency. It had become an emblem of historical continuity and economic stability in an ever-changing world. The 2015 nickel still carried the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, along with the Monticello reverse, just as it had since the coin's inception in 1938. But the year itself brought new attention to the coin, both in terms of how it was being used in circulation and how it was being collected. By 2015, the market for rare coins was booming, and a renewed interest in older coins, especially those from the 20th century, was starting to drive up the prices of certain varieties and specific issues of the Jefferson Nickel series. While the basic design stayed the same, there were subtle shifts in the way these coins were struck, produced, and circulated. The minting technology of the time had improved significantly, allowing for more precision in striking and greater production efficiency. However, this did not mean the coins were all created with perfect quality. The 2015 nickel, like many other coins, came in a range of qualities, from those struck for circulation to the higher quality proof and uncirculated versions produced in limited quantities. Design of the 2015 5-cent coin. The obverse design of the 2015 nickel continued the Jefferson portrait that had been in place since the coin's inception. President Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third President of the United States, has remained the central figure on the Jefferson nickel for over 80 years. His likeness has become almost synonymous with the coin itself, symbolizing both the early ideals of the United States and its evolution as a young nation. The reverse side of the 2015 nickel continued to depict Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. This structure is not just a symbol of his personal life, but also a reminder of his intellectual pursuits, which included architecture, design, and his vision of a new, democratic society. Monticello also represents Jefferson's connection to the land, his agrarian ideals, and his legacy in shaping the United States in its formative years. Over the years, the Monticello reverse has become one of the most recognizable elements in American coin design, making the 2015 nickel an enduring symbol of both the nation's history and the ongoing dialogue about how that history is understood. While the 2015 nickel remained largely unchanged in design, there were significant discussions within the numismatic community during this time regarding potential changes or updates to U.S. coinage. In fact, as early as the mid-2010s, discussions about redesigning coins had gained traction. Although the 2015 nickel wasn't affected by such proposals, it existed at a time when numismatics were facing questions about whether iconic designs like Jefferson's portrait would eventually give way to something new. That makes the 2015 5-cent coin an important part of the Jefferson Nickel legacy, one that reflects a moment when the coin's iconic design continued to hold sway, despite the evolving nature of coinage and the U.S. minting details of the 2015 nickel. The 2015 nickel was struck at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, as is typical for most U.S. coins. As with previous years, millions of coins were produced for circulation, but a smaller number of high-quality proof coins were made for collectors. The Philadelphia Mint continued to serve as the primary minting facility for producing the vast majority of circulating coins, while Denver Mint produced both circulation and proof coins, with some slight variations in the coin's overall appearance. As in previous years, the mint mark on the coin, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, was placed on the reverse side of the coin, next to Monticello. This mint mark helps collectors identify which facility produced a given coin, and coins from Denver often carry slightly higher premiums, especially if the number of coins minted in that year is lower compared to Philadelphia's output. During the mid-2010s, the U.S. Mint was also undergoing an ongoing process of evaluating its operations and adjusting the way coins were produced. At this point, there was a greater focus on efficiency, with the mint working to ensure that coins were made at a higher quality standard while reducing costs. The 2015 nickel, along with other circulating coins from this era, was produced with improved technology and more precise minting techniques. However, despite these technological advancements, there were still variations in quality among the coins struck that year. For example, some coins produced for circulation came out with imperfect strikes, off-center issues, or other minting anomalies that would eventually become desirable to collectors. Coins that were struck poorly or showed signs of wear quickly became prime targets for numismatists who sought rare examples of minting errors. Collector appeal and value of the 2015 nickel. When it comes to the 2015 nickel, the coin's value primarily revolves around its rarity, condition, and any minting errors that may have occurred. As a regular coin from a circulating series, the 2015 nickel has an initial face value of just 5 cents. However, certain versions of the coin, particularly those in mint state or proof condition, can be worth significantly more. In the case of proof coins, these are generally valued higher due to their superior quality and the fact that they are produced in limited quantities for collectors. For collectors looking for coins in exceptional condition, the 2015 nickel is often part of uncirculated sets that are carefully preserved to ensure they retain their quality. Uncirculated versions of the coin have been meticulously handled and are considered more valuable than the ones released into circulation. These coins can range in value from $105,000 to $110,000, depending on their grade, while proof versions might go for anywhere from $105,000 to $110,000, sometimes higher if the coin is in pristine, high-grade condition. Like many modern coins, error coins in the 2015 nickel series are also an area of particular interest. While there were not as many highly publicized errors with the 2015 nickel compared to other years, the typical off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks still occur, making them highly sought after by collectors. A 2015 nickel with a noticeable error can often fetch anywhere from $105,000 to $110,000, depending on the rarity of the mistake and its overall condition. The most valuable of these coins are often the high-grade specimens or those with notable minting errors, and collectors are particularly interested in coins that are in excellent condition and feature unique characteristics. As time passes and the number of well-preserved examples of the 2015 nickel decreases, their market value may continue to rise. The 2015 nickel holds potential as a valuable coin in the future, especially for collectors who specialize in coins from specific years or those looking for coins with unique characteristics that stand out from others in the same series. Value over time. As with many coins, the value of the 2015 nickel will likely appreciate over time, particularly as it becomes rarer in mint condition. Collectors who focus on coins from the early 21st century may see the 2015 nickel as a key piece in their collections. The value of this coin will likely depend on the quality of individual coins, the number of minting errors available, and the demand for specific types of error coins. As we approach the 2017 5-cent coin, we enter the era of modern U.S. coinage, a time when collectors and the general public alike were witnessing the continuation of a design that had been part of American currency for nearly 8 decades. The Jefferson Nickel, introduced in 1938, had undergone minimal design changes throughout the years. However, by 2017, there were still subtle shifts in how the coin was produced and appreciated by collectors and investors alike. The 2017 nickel is part of a larger tradition of coins that have stood the test of time, both in circulation and in the eyes of collectors. By 2017, the U.S. Mint had perfected many of its techniques for mass-producing coins, and the Jefferson Nickel was no exception. Although there were no major design changes that year, the 2017 5-cent coin was still a fascinating piece in the broader context of American numismatics. Design of the 2017 5-cent coin. The 2017 nickel retained the classic Jefferson portrait on the obverse, which has been the face of the coin since 1938. The likeness of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and one of the country's most important founding fathers, continues to be an essential part of the coin's legacy. Jefferson's portrait was designed by artist Felix Schlag, whose work has remained virtually unchanged for decades. The simplicity and elegance of the design helped ensure that the Jefferson Nickel would remain a classic, enduring symbol of American heritage. On the reverse side, the Monticello building, Jefferson's home in Virginia, continued to serve as a tribute to his intellectual and architectural contributions. The depiction of Monticello has undergone some changes over the years to improve its appearance, but by 2017, the design remained largely unchanged from earlier years. The building itself was meant to symbolize Jefferson's vision of an agrarian, democratic society, and its portrayal on the reverse side of the coin remains a powerful statement of his legacy. Minting details of the 2017 nickel. In terms of minting details, the 2017 5-cent coin was struck at 2 main facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. These 2 facilities produced the bulk of the coinage, with Philadelphia continuing to be the primary minting facility for many coins, including the 2017 nickel. As with past years, the mint mark on the reverse of the coin helps collectors identify where the coin was minted. Coins minted in Philadelphia carry the P mint mark, while those struck in Denver are marked with the D. One notable shift in the minting process during this time was the continued use of modern minting technology that allowed for greater efficiency and precision. While coins were still produced using traditional methods, advances in laser etching, automated sorting, and quality control processes ensured that coins like the 2017 nickel were produced at a higher standard than ever before. This not only helped the U.S. Mint to keep up with the high demand for circulating coins but also improved the overall appearance and quality of the coins available for collectors. In addition to regular circulation coins, the Mint also produced special proof coins and uncirculated sets for collectors. These coins were struck multiple times using polished dies to achieve a mirror-like finish, resulting in sharp, detailed imagery that was appealing to those looking for coins in pristine condition. Proof versions of the 2017 nickel became increasingly popular among numismatists who wanted to acquire a piece of history while also benefiting from the enhanced quality that proof coins offered. Collector appeal of the 2017 nickel. In terms of collector appeal, the 2017 nickel offered some interesting opportunities for those interested in the Jefferson Nickel series. While there were no drastic design changes that year, the ongoing popularity of the Jefferson nickel meant that collectors were still highly interested in obtaining coins from this era. Collectors who were looking to complete their series of Jefferson nickels would often target the 2017 coin as a relatively recent piece to add to their collection. While the 2017 nickel itself didn't necessarily offer any groundbreaking variations or errors, the coin still garnered attention due to its status as a modern issue from the U.S. Mint. Some collectors may have been particularly interested in the mint mark variations, as coins produced in Denver were sometimes seen as more desirable due to their limited production numbers. Others might have focused on acquiring the proof coins from the year, which offered a higher level of detail and aesthetic appeal. Even though the 2017 nickel may not have been considered a standout coin in terms of rare minting errors or design overhauls, it still had value in the broader context of coin collecting. As time passed, collectors would begin to look at these coins in relation to the larger historical arc of the Jefferson nickel and its long-lasting legacy. Value of the 2017 nickel. The value of the 2017 5-cent coin is generally reflective of the coin's condition and any minting errors that may have occurred. Like most modern coins, a typical circulated 2017 nickel will hold very little additional value beyond its face value of 5 cents. However, the value increases significantly when the coin is in mint state, uncirculated, or part of a proof set. For collectors seeking pristine, uncirculated versions of the coin, the value can range from $88,000 to $92,000 depending on the overall condition of the coin. Proof versions of the 2017 nickel typically have a slightly higher value due to their high-quality finish and limited production. These proof coins can fetch $95,000 to $98,000, or more depending on their quality and whether they are part of a complete proof set issued by the U.S. Mint that year. Error coins are always a major focus for serious collectors, and while the 2017 nickel didn't generate as many high-profile errors as some earlier years, there were still examples of off-center strikes, double dies, and mismatched designs that could be found. As with most error coins, the value of a 2017 nickel with a noticeable error can vary widely, but they typically fetch prices ranging from $88,000 to $95,000, with some rare examples potentially going for higher amounts if they are in excellent condition or feature highly sought-after errors. In the long run, as with many modern coins, the value of the 2017 5-cent coin will likely appreciate, especially for high-grade examples or coins with distinctive minting errors. As collectors look back at the history of U.S. coinage, coins like the 2017 nickel may become more valuable over time as part of the broader legacy of Jefferson nickels. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those with a limited mintage or unique features, will always hold a higher premium in the market. The future value of the 2017 nickel. As the years go by, the value of the 2017 nickel will likely continue to increase, though the exact rate of appreciation is uncertain. For collectors and investors, the appeal of this coin will depend on its condition, its rarity in certain varieties, and the demand for Jefferson nickels as a whole. In general, coins that are in exceptional condition, especially those that are part of proof sets or show distinctive minting errors, tend to appreciate faster over time. The 2017 nickel, while relatively young in the world of numismatics, already represents an important piece of U.S. coinage history. Its value, like many modern coins, will likely increase as collectors continue to appreciate its historical significance and aesthetic appeal. As the population of well-preserved examples diminishes and the demand for quality U.S. coinage continues to grow, the 2017 nickel could eventually be worth far more than its face value. As we move into the 2023 5-cent coin, we enter a more contemporary era in the world of U.S. coinage. The Jefferson nickel series has remained relatively unchanged for over 80 years, but the 2023 coin continues to carry forward the legacy of the past while reflecting the ongoing relationship between modern collectors and the coins that represent America's history. The 2023 nickel may not have significant design alterations or radical changes in terms of its minting, but its role in the broader context of numismatics is still of great importance. Collectors, investors, and those interested in the history of U.S. currency are always looking at the latest releases as part of an ongoing exploration of what makes each year's coin unique. For the 2023 5-cent coin, this year marks a continuation of the Jefferson Nickel tradition, though it also carries the distinct mark of being part of 21st-century coinage design of the 2023 5-cent coin. The design of the 2023 nickel remains consistent with the classic Jefferson Nickel series. The obverse features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, which has been the defining characteristic of this coin since its introduction in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, Jefferson's profile continues to serve as a symbol of American democracy, intellect, and vision. As one of the founding fathers and the third president of the United States, Jefferson's inclusion on this coin is a reflection of his significant role in shaping the country's early years. On the reverse of the 2023 nickel, we once again see Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home in Virginia. The building has been depicted on the nickel since the coin's inception and is a tribute not only to Jefferson's architectural achievements but also to his philosophical beliefs. Monticello symbolizes Jefferson's ideal of a democratic, agrarian society, a vision that still resonates in American history today. The reverse design serves as a reminder of Jefferson's lasting impact on the nation's identity. The year 2023 marks a point in history when many American coins have experienced gradual shifts in their designs, with some coins undergoing reimaginings or commemorative themes. However, the Jefferson nickel has remained steadfast in its design choices. This consistency is part of what makes the 2023 5-cent coin significant. It continues to reflect the continuity of American numismatic tradition, even as the world around it evolves. Minting details of the 2023 nickel. The 2023 5-cent coin was struck at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, following the same pattern that has been in place for many years. The Philadelphia Mint produced the bulk of the circulating coins, while the Denver Mint struck the rest. Both facilities use state-of-the-art minting technology, which has made coin production more efficient and precise than ever before. In recent years, the U.S. Mint has implemented technological advancements such as laser engraving and automated systems that help ensure the coins are produced with higher precision. These techniques also allow for better quality control, leading to a greater number of coins being struck with sharp, crisp details. However, just like with previous years, slight variations in how the coins are struck can lead to unique error coins that are highly sought after by collectors. The mint mark, P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, appears on the reverse side of the 2023 nickel, near the Monticello design. This mint mark helps collectors identify where the coin was produced, and over time, coins from certain mints have come to carry slightly higher premiums due to their relative rarity. While Philadelphia is the primary mint for most U.S. coins, the coins struck in Denver are often seen as more desirable due to the mint's smaller production numbers in some years. Collector appeal of the 2023 nickel. The 2023 nickel, while a relatively modern coin, still holds a significant place in the world of numismatics. Even though there are no immediate design changes or major errors to be found, the coin represents an important piece of contemporary coinage that is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series. For collectors of modern U.S. coins, the 2023 nickel is a key piece in filling in gaps in their collections, especially for those who specialize in coins from specific years or those interested in completing their sets of Jefferson nickels. The coin's status as a current issue piece also makes it particularly appealing to those collectors who enjoy acquiring coins fresh from the U.S. Mint. Many collectors enjoy obtaining coins from each new year to track the subtle changes in minting techniques, and to observe how each coin stands out in its own right. Additionally, the 2023 nickel will eventually become part of the broader narrative of modern U.S. coinage, especially as future generations of collectors look back at the design continuity of the Jefferson Nickel series. For those who focus on error coins, the 2023 nickel will likely generate interest in the coming years. While error coins are generally rarer in modern coinage due to improvements in minting technology, it is still possible to find off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and other minting anomalies. 2023 error coins may not be as abundant as errors from previous decades, but they still represent an area of interest for those looking to acquire something unique and potentially valuable. Value of the 2023 nickel. When it comes to the value of the 2023 5-cent coin, much like its predecessors, the coin's face value is 5 cents. For the most part, a circulated coin from this year will be worth exactly that amount. However, as with any coin, the condition in which the coin is preserved will determine its appeal to collectors and, by extension, its market value. Coins in uncirculated condition will naturally fetch a premium, though this premium is generally modest. An uncirculated 2023 nickel might be worth anywhere from $83,000 to $86,000, depending on its overall quality. For proof coins, which are struck with multiple strikes using specially polished dies, the value will typically be higher. A proof 2023 nickel might be valued around $90,000 to $92,000, though coins in exceptional condition could command more. For error coins, the value can vary depending on the rarity of the mistake and the overall quality of the coin. While the 2023 nickel hasn't generated the same level of error coins as earlier years, off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks are still possible and could lead to coins with significant collector demand. Prices for 2023 error coins could range from $89,000 to $95,000, or higher for particularly rare or well-preserved examples. As with any modern coin, the 2023 nickel is likely to appreciate over time, particularly as it becomes more difficult to find in pristine condition. The coin may become more valuable in the future as part of a complete set of Jefferson nickels, and the market for modern coins will likely continue to grow as new generations of collectors take an interest in the history and artistry of U.S. coinage. The future of the 2023 nickel. While it's still too early to determine the exact long-term value of the 2023 nickel, one thing is certain: it will continue to be an important part of the Jefferson nickel legacy. As the years go by, modern coins such as the 2023 nickel will be seen not just as a piece of circulating currency, but as an important piece of American numismatic history. The consistency of the Jefferson nickel design means that, while other coins might come and go, the 2023 nickel will always represent a chapter in the ongoing story of U.S. coinage.